Alright, so I have a question for you. Why is your closet full of clothes that you never wear? So that might sound a bit harsh, but the fact is that there is already enough clothes around to clothe the next 6 generations of people on this planet. 6 generations! That is insane! And you know what else is insane? The fact that you keep spending your hard-earned money on things that are not only bad for the environment, but bad for your closet and your personal savings as well. And I know you want to make it stop. You want to be better, but you probably don't know how. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you. And it's actually really easy. So, story time. I used to be a bit of a hoarder when it comes to buying clothes, and that was because of 3 main reasons. First, I hadn't found my style yet, which led to me buying random items because I thought they looked cute, but I had no idea how I would actually style them. And the second reason was because I had what you call a scarcity mindset, and if you're not familiar with the term, it basically means that you are afraid to lose something because you think that you won't ever find anything better down the line. And this can apply to all sorts of different things through life, not just clothes. And when it comes to clothes, this meant that if I saw an item that I thought looked cute, I was afraid to leave it in the store because I thought that I would never find anything like it in the future. And the third reason, which in spite of the other 2 reasons, I still thought fashion was super fun and I loved to experiment with my style and different types of clothing, which just led to me buying a lot of different pieces because I wanted to experiment more. So if you're thinking, well, that sounds like me, great, because I actually managed to fix all of these issues. That still wasn't everything I needed to stop buying clothes I never wear, which you will see later on in the video, but it was a start. So the way that I managed to change these 3 behaviors is actually really simple, and it's something that I've already made a video on, which is starting a digital wardrobe. I won't go into as much detail here, but in short, having a digital wardrobe helped me find my personal style, which then stopped me from buying random items. It also helped me to experiment with different outfit combinations without buying new clothes. So great, all done right? Actually, no. Because even after I found my style and felt more at peace with using the pieces that I already owned, I still ended up making some bad purchases. And it took me a while to figure out why it kept happening. But after taking a step back and starting to analyze the clothes that I had bought but never ended up wearing, I started to see a pattern. And this pattern led to me asking myself 5 questions every time before I buy something new. Where the last one is what I like to call the big question. But we're gonna start from the beginning. So question number 1. Is it a planned purchase? Or are you impulse buying? And I want you to be honest with me on this one. This might seem like a simple question, but it can be surprisingly hard to answer. Especially if it's an item that you really like. Speaking from experience on this one. Because then, at least my brain starts to make up a lot of arguments as to why this is a well thought out purchase that I really need. When in reality, that is not what a planned purchase is. A planned purchase is just that. It's a purchase that you planned beforehand, not an item that you saw at the store that you thought looked cute and then justified buying it. A super easy way to know if a purchase is actually planned or not is to keep a list of all of the things that you want to buy. This is something that I've been doing for a while now, and I can tell you it works really well. Almost too well, because I almost never impulse buy anything anymore. So whenever I get that urge or itch or whatever you want to call it, I simply write the item down on the list on my phone, and then when I know that I'm going thrifting, I can just check it off my list. And if it's on the list, then I know that it was a planned purchase. Because past me, for some reason, thought that I needed this and made plans to buy it. And sometimes I will check the list and find that I don't even want half the things on there anymore. And then I can just take them off the list instead of spending unnecessary money. So it's safe to say that this particular hack has saved me a lot of money in the past. So question number 2. Do you have a similar piece that fulfills the same purpose? And here's another instance where a digital wardrobe is a great tool to avoid making unnecessary purchases. If I find something that I really want, but I don't know if it's different enough to the things that I already own to justify buying it, then I can just pull up my digital wardrobe app, and then I can scroll through my items and see if it is in fact different enough, or if I would be able to style it in different outfits compared to what I already own. And if I can't, well, then I probably should avoid buying it. What am I doing with my hands? I don't even... So question number 3. Can you create at least 3 new outfits with this item? Using this question has helped me figure out if something fits into the wardrobe that I already have, because I think it's so easy to see something that we like and think, oh, but I could style this so well if I just got these 3 items as well. And boom, we just spent a lot of money on a lot of clothes that we would probably never wear. So if I can't visualize right now, either in my head or with the help of a digital closet app, if I can't visualize right now how I would style this particular piece in at least 3 outfits that I would realistically wear, because I know there are some of you out there who are really creative with your outfits when it comes to planning them out in your app or whatever, but then when it comes to actually wearing them, you're like, I'd rather pass. So it has to be outfits that you would realistically wear. And if you can't style it in at least 3 different outfits that you would realistically wear, then you probably shouldn't buy it. Alright, so question number 4, and this only applies if you buy clothes brand new, which I rarely do anymore, but that's a video topic for another day. Can I find the same thing secondhand? I feel like thrifting has become a lot more mainstream these days, but there are still a lot of people that I know actually that don't make it a habit of buying clothes secondhand. And there are a lot of great places to find specific items secondhand, especially online, because if you go to a thrift store, then I totally get that it might be hard to find specific items, but there are so many options to thrift online nowadays where you can filter on brands and colors and sizing and whatever you want, basically. So if you do have the time and opportunity to do that, then definitely check those options first before you buy something new, because that is a really good way to be kinder to both your wallet and to our planet. And also remember what I said at the beginning, but the fact is that there is already enough clothes around to clothe the next 6 generations of people on this planet. So if you can, check your local thrift store, check online to see if you can find the exact item that you want, but secondhand instead. Alright, so we've done 4 questions already, but even if an item passes all of these 4 questions, there's still one more test. So before I get to the big question, I just really quickly want to tell you about my 3 red flags when it comes to buying clothes. And also, if you like this video so far, please leave a like and subscribe, it really helps me out. But as for the red flags, they are important, because even if an item passes all of the 4 questions that we just went through, if it falls under even one of these red flags, I would never buy it. And neither should you. So these are my red flags, and you can make up your own. I just think it's good to have, like, what's it called? I just think it's really good to have a fail-safe, even if you somehow manage to trick your brain into answering all of the 4 questions that we went through in a positive manner. These 3 are kind of more anchored in reality, if that makes sense, so they are a lot harder to make up arguments against. So my red flags are as follows. If an item is itchy, if it's uncomfortable, or if it's flawed in any way that can't be fixed by me in under 20 minutes, then I will under no circumstances buy that item. So you might think that red flag number 1 and 2 are kind of the same, and they kind of are, but the thing is, I live in Sweden, so a majority of my wardrobe is made up of thick sweaters, and that makes itchiness a factor that I just cannot stand, and that over the years has made it a red flag of its own. Uncomfortable is more like, is it too tight? Is it too revealing? Does the fabric feel uncomfortable in any other way? Do I feel comfortable wearing this? I hope that makes sense. And for the last one, I had a phase where I was in kind of like my DIY era, so I would see a lot of clothes in thrift stores where I was like, ooh, there's a potential for a project here, or ooh, but it just needs to be mended or fixed in that way, I can totally do that. And most of the time I never fixed those clothes and they just ended up rotting away in my DIY pile forever. So it has to be something really easy for me to fix right now, or I have to move on. Alright, so we finally arrived at the big question. And it's the same as with the red flags. If I can't answer positively on this one, then it doesn't matter what I answered on the other ones. I still won't buy it. And the question is, would you want to wear this right now? Meaning, if you could put this on right now, would you feel excited to wear it? Or would you still be thinking like, oh no, but I would have to fix this first, or I would have to buy this to go with it, or I would have to do this and this and this before I would feel comfortable wearing it? Stop it right now. Put the sweater back, ma'am, and no one will get hurt. If you have even the slightest hint of those thoughts, don't buy it. You'll thank me later. No, but really, this is the thing that has led to me buying so much unnecessary clothes in the past, and it's all because of the illusion that if this happens, then I will wear the item. Well, spoiler alert, you can't buy clothes for a life that you don't have and then expect the clothes to make that life a reality. I know there's this whole thing about dressing for the job you want versus the one you have, and I fully support that sentiment. But at the end of the day, it still has to be an item that you'd want to wear right now. No ifs or buts. And like I said at the start of the video, it might sound harsh, but both your wallet and your closet and the planet is going to thank you later. So let me know which question you like best and if you will be trying any one of these out. And remember, never buy clothes that you wouldn't want to wear right now. That alone will save you time, money, and closet space. And if this video helped you in any way, then hit like and subscribe. Like I said, I already made a video about how you can start using a digital wardrobe app, and I also made a video about things other than clothes that I stopped buying altogether, which you can watch here. And this was such a fun topic for my third YouTube video, and I really look forward to sharing more slow fashion tips with you in the future. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. So if I can't visualize right now how I would style this particular item in 3 different items... Vad fan var jag?
Har du börjat på riktigt nu, tränar?
Nej, jag började på riktigt. Men jag gjorde det som vi sa innan, att testa att säga någonting 10 gånger. Och så jag har tappat räkningen på hur många gånger jag sagt det nu.
Okej. Allting känns bra.
Ja. Ja.
Sen stör.
Jaha, nej men det stör inte.